Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Spitballing. I'm Matt Taylor, and today we're going to bring you a spitballing supplemental. I figured you guys might want to check out some of the crazy shit I've been up to, so come check it out. Okay, so I'm sure half of you have one of these old cars laying around, one of these kids' cars laying around in your yard somewhere, and these things are great, but the problem with them is that they die. And the reason for that is because they all kind of have these same 12-volt batteries. And these 12-volt batteries are lead acid, and they're just junk, and they wear out maybe after a year. And then really, what are you going to do? Buy another one? They're 150 bucks or something like that. So I was thinking that it'd be nice to put a different kind of battery system in these things. And I happen to have a bunch of these 18-volt Ryobi batteries. So what I decided to do was to just kind of modify this thing, and I took one of my old drills and I wired on some wires onto there and just cut the top of the drill off because it was junk. And now I can just snap this Ryobi battery right in here, right? Bam! And now it goes from a 12-volt lead acid battery to an 18-volt lithium ion, and it goes like a bat out of hell. So it's pretty fun, and I'm not exactly encouraging anybody else to do this, but if you do, I think you'll have some fun with it. So next, I decided that I wanted to do another project with these batteries, and I'm going to show you that next, right after I get London in this thing and have her do some burnouts. This one is a four-wheeler that I did, and man, this thing just cruised. The kids loved it. One of the problems with doing this conversion is that when you put an 18 volt in a system that's meant for 12 volts, you have the tendency to burn up the motors. But like I said, I'm getting them for free, so what the hell? Let the kids just burn them up. This one just recently made its way to the landfill. Okay, so like a decade ago, I picked up a couple of these things at Costco. And what these are is they're like a little kid's jet ski. So there was like this blow up thing that this thing would pass through, and then the kids could tool around on it. This little button here would run the fan, and this one here had a little thing that would squirt water out. The problem is that those blow up things popped and disintegrated years ago, but I held on to these things because you never throw anything away, right? And I was always thinking it's kind of a cool little thing, but I think we could do something with it. But obviously the blow up thing's gone. And I was thinking, inside this waterproof case here, this thing takes 8D batteries. 8D batteries equals 12 volts. So my thought was, maybe I could take this apart, do my little Ryobi trick, and I'd have myself a pretty cool motor. But what to do with it? I got an idea. My idea is to take this deal, stick that 18-volt Ryobi in there, and cut a hole in the old kayak, and have this thing in here just like that. And then hopefully I'll have myself a badass little trolling motor. We'll have to see how it turns out, but I think if that gets right there, hopefully it doesn't sink. I don't know. So I'll show you guys how I'm going to do that, and we'll see if it works together. All right, let's tear this fucker apart and see what we got. So, like I said before, this is a waterproof case here, but once we wire in the drill base, it won't be waterproof anymore, but that's okay because we don't need it to be waterproof. It's going to be in the kayak, and and it'll also be nice because then we can change the batteries out pretty easily here. All right, so let's see here. Oh, I got my screw. So we're just going to clip these wires here. There we go. And this is what was the batteries, which again was 8D batteries, but this is garbage now. Won't throw it away, because why would we? And now the next step is just to wire in the drill base right into here. So we'll do that next. Okay, so I got this all wired in here. All right, here's the drill bottom. Actually, in this case, it is a angle grinder bottom. I can tell because of these the way that this handle turns up here. And then I have that wired in, negative on the negative, positive on the positive. I don't know if you can see right here. There are actually two wires for the positive. One of them actually runs this little squirter dealy, and the other one runs the fan motor. Now, I didn't even wire up the squirter dealy because I don't need to fucking squirt water in the kayak. So all I'm worried about is the fan. But I do want to show you guys how I soldered these up. I fucked up the video before, so I'll just show you how I did it. So pretend here are our two layers, right? And I got these things. So back when pre-COVID, when I had my day job, I still have my day job, but now I'm working from home, much easier. I used to have to spend 2 hours a week sitting at the front desk. And those 2 hours were the longest 2 hours of my work week. But I did get a lot of online shopping done. And one of the things that I found were these cool connectors. And what they are is they're just a piece of shrink wrap. And in the center of them, if you can see there, there is a little piece of low heat solder. And all you do is you stick one wire in here, like that, the other wire in like that, meet them in the middle so that they're right on the solder, and then you just heat this guy up with a little torch, and it solders it right together. I'm going to see if I can just do it for you guys right here. And get my torch lit. Of course not. There we go. So right there. So I'm just going to heat that up, and I'm going to keep my torch a little bit away. I don't want to burn it. You can see that shrink wrap is starting to tighten up there. I'll go on the bottom here. There, you can see that solder just melted right there. Now, turn my torch off. Tried to burn myself. Now what I have is a neatly soldered and watertight connection. All right, so that should be pretty good. So we're all finished up, and the next step is to just snap the old battery in and give it a test run and see how it works. All right, let's put this bad boy together and see how it works. So I'm gonna snap our battery in here. All right, and then like I said, this guy just snaps on here. You got to make sure you line it up right. There we go. And here's the disc. Pretty awesome. If I had any hair, it would blow it back. So I think this thing's going to work pretty good. Now I just need to figure out how to jam it through the kayak. Okay, so the next issue that I have is this thing has this sleeve, right? And then you pop this and that sleeve. Now that was going to go through the plastic thing, right? And then you push this up through, okay? Now, how am I going to... I can't just cut a hole in the kayak and expect that to like go through and then not leak. That's not going to fucking work. So I was looking at what I had in the inventory, and I have an old toilet flange. Never been used. That wouldn't actually stop me, however. So what I'm thinking is I'll cut a hole in the kayak. I'll attach this to the bottom of the kayak, and that'll just stay there. And then I'll have to put a bunch of rubber around it to make it so it doesn't leak. Then I can put this through, right? And then I'll slide this up, lock it in, and now that'll just stay like that. Then you put your unit on, and there you go, right? Obviously, you wouldn't want to leave this on the kayak because that would be a pain in the ass. You'd be hitting shit all the time. But what I'm thinking is that it's nice because you can change the depth, right? So if you're getting into a shallow area, you can pull your handlebars up, and then it will be shallower. And if you're in the deep, you can just drop her down, and there it goes. So I think the next thing is to cut a hole in the kayak and attach this fucking thing. So you can see how that works. God, cut a hole in the kayak. This kayak that I have is old and shitty though. It's the very first kayak that I ever bought, and it's just it was a pretty cheap one. Hopefully it'll still function when I'm done. It's already fallen off the van one time, so whatever. All right, we'll see how that goes. All right, well, there's this groove down the center of it, so that gives me the center line, and I guess I'm just kind of guessing where it goes forward to back. So I'm going to try right here. Here goes nothing. If this might be the end of it. All right, there we go. Probably doesn't help that drill bit is seeing much better days. Okay, I think this is going to work. It is a little bit, it's a little bit forward for my taste, and the handlebars are not going to drop down all the way, but you can steer it. If I had it to do all over again, I think I'd move it about 4 inches back, but, well, I cut a hole in the boat, so that ain't going to happen. But I still think it'll work, so now it's time to just glue it and screw it. Okay, so now I need to put on my my flex seal here. So this is just rubber caulking, and stuff's pretty sticky. It's real important that I get a really good seal on this spot that's kind of flat right here, but I'm also going to fill this all in right here, and then hopefully that will create a good seal. Hopefully this stuff isn't too, oh, there it goes. So I'm just going to I want to make sure I don't miss any spots, or else I'm going to get my balls wet. Not like that doesn't happen anyway. It's kayaking, but so I'm going to go all the way around here. And again, I'm not endorsing any products necessarily, though I do really like this Flex Seal stuff, especially this caulking. I've also used the Rust-Oleum version of it, and man, just being able to paint on rubber is pretty amazing. All right, so now I have my holes drilled, and I'm going to put some screws in, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. All right, so this is looking pretty good. We have our little sleeve here that's going to go in there, and this has set up pretty good. You can see that these bolts now, they kind of stick up a little bit, so I'm going to grind those off here in a second. But I think that's gonna work nicely. So I'll grind those off, and then we'll stick this through. Nothing to it. Okay, so that goes like that. Stick that sleeve, get that in there. Well, I think it's time to take this baby to the mine pits and see if it'll float. All right, you ready to try this out? Let's see how it works. All right, so we're not really talking about the top speed I was looking for, but it's definitely able to push you around. Probably be better than paddling. I think I'm going to try to figure out a way to put a bigger propeller on this thing. Well, I would say this is underwhelming. I think I can hand paddle faster. Well, back to the drawing board. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that I need a do-over. So what I did last time is I put a 9 amp hour battery in there, and that's a pretty damn powerful battery. So I'm going to drop it down to a 4 and switch out the base here. So what I think happened is I think I burned out the gear. So let me see if I can get this together here. Hear that? That don't sound healthy. Here's the new base. Much healthier. So I'm gonna drop the kayak back in and see if we can't get a better result. All right, now let's see what it'll do. Oh yeah, much better. Yeah, I can definitely tell the difference in the power. Well, there you go. Welcome to the first installment of crazy shit Matt does in his spare time. We will see you guys next time I do something crazy. Woo-hoo.